Good day everyone, I am Angelo A. Osorio and I am freshman in University of Cebu METC, and I'm here again to give my importance learning in a measuring distance on a Mercator's chart. So chart work is crucial to passage planning and safe coastal cruising, and accurate chart work is the basis for good navigation. So before going to sea, a course is plotted on a chart and the bearings, distances, and expected time for each leg of the trip. While at sea, position is fixed at a regular intervals and the course adjusts when necessary. And I also learned that in plotting we need different materials like navigational chart, compass dividers, pencils and erasers, parallel ruler, protractor, triangle, and the lastly is chart plotter. And the parallel ruler can also be used as a straight edge when connecting 2 points on a chart. A parallel or roll plotter is an alternative to a parallel ruler. A parallel plotter has a roller that allows the device to be moved across a chart without changing its orientation. And another common tool is the protractor triangle. In addition to being a straight edge, it can also help find the heading when used in conjunction with a parallel ruler and roll plotter. The second tool most commonly associated with plotting and navigation is a pair of dividers, and the dividers are used to mark the distance between 2 points on the chart or to mark points on the chart at which to place a ruler, parallel ruler, or roll plotter. And remember that the dividers have 2 points at the end. Replacing one point with pencil or lead marker turns this into a compass, and I also become familiar in measuring distance, and distance can be determined using dividers or a ruler. Also, the former is more commonly employed because it can be used with more precision, and the most commonly way to determine the distance is to set the dividers to the length of the line connecting 2 points. The dividers are then placed on a scale on the chart to find the actual geographic distance. In most cases, plotting problems require determining distance in nautical miles, and remember that a meaning of latitude is equal to 1 nautical mile, and the distance of a line on a chart can be determined by holding the dividers up to the latitude or vertical scale on the side of a chart. I also remember that only the vertical latitude scale on a Mercator chart can be used to measure distance, not to the horizontal longitude scale. This is because each minute of latitude equals 1 nautical mile, while the distance between minutes of longitude decrease between the equator and the poles. And I also learned about the finding latitude and longitude. Determining the latitude and longitude from a point on the chart is a fundamental skill and relatively straightforward. The easiest way to determine latitude is to orient the parallel ruler on a horizontal line on the chart and then walk the parallel ruler until it meets the point of interest and lines up with the chart horizontal scale. And the latitude can be read from the scale, and I become aware on plotting. A position from latitude and longitude is the opposite of determining those coordinates. In this case you are given the latitude and longitude and need to find out where you are on the chart. And when laying out a course on a chart, it is important to remember that all headings are relative to true north. There are times when you need to account for variation and deviation, such as when you obtain a magnetic heading from a compass, or need to determine what compass heading to steer on your vessel, but plotting routes on a chart are always true. Mercator's projection is still used for making nautical and aeronautical charts. In somewhat modified version, it is used for topographic maps of dry land in the United States, Canada, France, Germany, and other countries. It is also the basis for Google and Yandex maps and can be found on most GPS navigation system known to any driver, and a trace of Mercator's heritage is found even in space research. All images of the Earth taken by the Sentinel-2 and landless satellites are shown in his projection. Mercator's map turned out to be so handy and convenient that 450 years later we can still see it and enjoy its benefits in our daily routines. And sometimes when a pictures of the world unfold before our mind's eye, many of us see in the image of the Mercator projection.